Hey everyone, hope you're all well. So my client has come in today and she is having a redesign on her nails. So we have already gone in and prepped, and the colours look a bit funky on the nails, but I can assure you there's nothing untoward going on. It is literally just where we've had cream acrylics and white acrylics and nude acrylics, and then obviously with filing and redesigning. So I start off and I've prepped everything, and now I'm going in just before I'm placing a thin clear layer just on the growth area, and that will be to perform the infill. And then I'm going to go in with this new colour from CJP, and it is called Asphalt, and it's a beautiful maroon colour, and I'm just literally doing a coat of this on top of the nail. And because this is a strength powder, I'm not going to encapsulate this either, so I'm just making sure that my apex and the coverage is just exactly how we want it. Onto the ring finger here, and we're going to do a not polished design with the acrylic. So I'm starting with the asphalt and just putting it in a corner and then trying to clean it up with my brush. And as you can see, it got a little bit on her skin there, which was a pain because when you touch any sort of skin area with these darker colours, they stain instantly. So that was a bloody nightmare. I'm just trying to keep this as neat as possible, and then I will take a little bit of dental floss to cut that line super crisp. The reason that I'm going in and applying another bead there is because, as I just stated, it is a strength powder, so I'm making sure that my apex is in place so that when we go and file all of that not polished design, we're not going to then take off too much and it's going to be too thin and I'm going to have to encapsulate it. So that is why I went in and applied another bead there just so my apex was in place. And then on this middle finger again, it's just going to be a full nail of this colour, because we're going to go in at the end and do some 3D work on top of this. So again, I'm working quite thin. I'm not applying much bulk. I mean, it's not necessary to apply bulk because the nails already have that clear underneath, so they are strong enough. And then on the index finger, we're going to do another cutout design, except we're just going to do this one corner in the colour, and then I will leave that to set so I can file that crisp. On the thumb here, I'm going in with Rosa. This is another new nail bed colour from CJP, and this is like a beautiful pink with gold iridescent shimmer to it. It is so pretty, but not tacky. Like some nail bed colours that have shimmer in can look really tack, but this is just so beautiful. And then I'm going to go in with the Glitter Fairy Rose Gold multi-cut and just feather that down towards the cuticle area, and then I will cap the glitter on this nail. I'm then going to go back to my not polished design and apply Rosa into the centre of the nail to make another section of this. So I'm pushing that colour right up to the wall that we have filed crisp, making sure that it's right up there and right in all the cracks so that when we file it is nice and clean. Again, just applying a little bit more acrylic there because it wasn't quite high enough and I need to have the right amount of product, as I've already explained, so that when I file it doesn't take off too much and end up with the nail being too thin. So I'm then going to go in with the dental floss again and just really make that a nice clean cut. This just saves time waiting for it to dry and filing it crisp. And then when I've done that, I'm going to go in with the rose gold glitter again and just put that up there. And then obviously when all that was dry and set in place, I did cap that too. But after I've finished with this nail now, I will then move back to the index finger and just file that little corner bit nice and sharp. So when I do this, I make sure my file is pushing up against the bit that I'm filing and not down onto the nail, because we don't want to take any product off the nail plate, file into the nail plate, cause any heat or anything or any discomfort to our client. So always make sure your file is flat against the wall that you are filing and not pushing down on anything. We don't want to cause any damage. And then I'm going to go in with Rosa and just place that full down the nail, making sure the apex is in place, making sure I've got the correct structure, making sure I'm not getting any product on the skin or in the cuticle area or in the side walls and all that lovely stuff. So once all the nails were finished and set, I'm going to go back in and file. So I'm just showing you me filing the cutout design on the other hand. I didn't record all the filing today because I am going to show you how I did the 3D rose. So I'm just showing that I go around the sidewalls and the cuticle area, take off any bulk, make sure I'm filing and them crisp, sharp lines come through. And then I will go in at the end and just refine with everything with my hand file as well. So I'm now going to go ahead and take Rosa and just create our kind of 3D stencil rose. I do want to say as well while I'm here, because this nail design was completely 1000,000,000% inspired by the nail boss. You can check out his work on Instagram. If you just search the nail boss, you will see all his fantastic designs come up. They're so classy and so neat and clean, and just an absolute inspiration, and has been one of my aspirations from day .1. You know, when I've absolutely been in awe of the work that he can do. It's just amazing, and I do absolutely aspire to his work. Excuse me, it is late in the evening right now, and I've had a really long day. So yeah, I'm basically allowing that acrylic to go slightly matte before I start to mould it. If you begin to mould your acrylic while it's too wet, it's just going to kind of drop down and splurge everywhere, and you're not going to have any definition to the petals or any kind of 3D vision to it. So always just place it on, put it into the kind of shape you want, like I'm doing here, then just leave it for a minute or two to, you know, start to polymerize, and then go in with the brush and just flatten that down. If it starts to bounce back up at you straight away, you know that it is still too wet, and just leave it a minute. I know it's really daunting when you're doing 3D. You just want to go in, get it on, get it placed, get it into position, but really you do yourself no favors, because if you get it in, get it on, get it into position and it's still wet, it's then just going to lose that shape anyway. So always just make sure you're having that little bit of patience, and just wait in before you go in and start playing with it. So when I'm happy with the last petal here, I'm just going to place a bead in the centre of the nail, and then I'm going to take a rose gold Swarovski crystal and my little wax pencil, and then just place that into that and push it in. So then that is secured on by the acrylic. And then I'm going to go in with the gel bottle ink top coat, apply a thin layer of this to all the nails. My client insisted to have the top coat on the flower nail, because she does the job that she does is really hands-on, and her nails take a hell of a beating. So she wanted me to just put that on for added security for her. So obviously what the client wants, the client gets. I'll then go ahead, cure that in the lamp, and apply cuticle oil. And then that will be the finished set of nails. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, if you could give me a thumbs up, I would love that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.